Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, in this new episode of Education Exchange, the most popular program on all TV stations, local and cable and international, I would like to welcome the great school of West High in Iowa City. As a matter of fact, backstage when I was discussing with my wonderful guests tonight, we have agreed to the following. First of all, on my left side is Mr. Colby Miller, your assistant principal, and a great leader of the school. And on my right side here is Maria Martin, the Dean of Student and one of the advisors of a very good program that the school offers for its students. It's called SSIKED. And so we are going to start first with Principal Miller telling us what's going on at West High in general. And then we're going to move from there to Maria Martin to tell us about your great program and its achievements. And it's my honor and my privilege to introduce you, Colby.
Well, thanks for having us, Hani. We appreciate the work you do with the Education Exchange and having us here to highlight some of the things that are going on at West High School. I would like to start off by just making a quick note that it's not uncommon to everybody. We lost a great leader last year in Dr. Argenbright, and I think he's greatly missed, but we are fortunate enough to have Dr. Schultz step in that principal role, and he's made a smooth transition and has continued to make West High a great place to be for our students in our community, with our faculty as well. We've had a lot of positive feedback having Dr. Schultz here. Some of the things that he's implemented I think our community is aware of is a lot of social media and publicizing a lot of the good things that are going on at West, and he's introduced some live streams to our community through the weekly that he sends out through email and through newsletters. He's got live streams, links to a lot of our fine arts events, along with athletic events that take place at West. And I think he's just done a lot to reach out to our community to help showcase, again, a lot of the positive things that are going on. If you look at our history and our music program, one would automatically know that we're very successful in our music department. This year is no different. We had 59 all-staters and 2 alternates selected to all-state, and that's the highest in the state. Our show choir had a nice showing at Lincoln not too long ago, where Good Time Company placed second at the Spartan Spectacular, and our Showtime placed first. Just this past month in January, our dance marathon and our students raised over $95,000 for the U of I Children's Hospital, which was up from last year. And again, I think our dance marathon contributed to the U of I dance marathon that raised, I believe, over $2 million here just recently. So great accomplishment there. This Saturday, our boys swimmers will be looking for their third state title in athletics, and they will be having that meet again take place this Saturday. And our boys and girls basketball programs are going to be looking for back-to-back trips to Des Moines to participate in the state tournament. And our boys are looking for their third state title in the last 4 years. That's just to highlight a few of the things that take place at West. Obviously, I don't have enough time to highlight everything because there's just so much that's going on. But one group that we certainly want to pay close attention to and have them talk a little bit about their program is our Psych program. And that's led by our Dean of Students and our Psych coordinator, Mrs. Maria Martin. And we're grateful to have her at West High for all of her positive contributions and her day-to-day work with our students and our family and our staff. So it's great to have her here and part of the West staff as well.
Thank you. So about Psych, Psych was founded back in 2006 by one of our former assistant principals, myself, and one of our guidance counselors, Mr. Braybach, under the guidance of Dr. Argenbright. As Mr. Miller has said, we do miss him very much. We continue to have the support of our building administration, Mr. Miller, Ms. Abraham, and our new principal, Dr. Schultz. The highlights of the Psych program rotate around two beginning of the year event and end of the year event, two events. One is the diversity dinner. That was a long-standing event at West High even before Psych became an organization that Dr. Argenbright had started many years back, but has been hosted by Psych, the student organization here for the last 10 years. And then the end of the school program event is Academic Recognition Night. And the Academic Recognition Night recognizes the underrepresented students in terms of ethnicity and membership to Psych for improving their grade point average by 0.25 minimum and having at least a 2.0 in their GPA for the trimester. And then also recognizing students who have an honors level GPA, a 3.5 or higher, regardless of grade level, to give them that experience of what it's going to feel like to have their name called at graduation and know what it feels like to have honors or high honors or highest honors called after their name. So those are the two main things that Psych does in terms of events and that are regular year after year. But we have our leadership team here from 9th graders to 12th graders, our president, vice president, students that are going to bring back our trimester newsletter, our fundraising coordinator, our publicity coordinator to do more outreach because we are trying to recruit other members, male as well as female, but we do need more male membership. And then of course, we also participate and have participated for the last 3 years, 2 years, excuse me, in the Latino history competition, but also in the Black history competition at I'll Make Me a World in Iowa. That's an event in Des Moines. And we've participated in that since 2010 or 11, I can't remember exactly. Have placed since 2012, either second or first place. And our captain for this year, who placed first, is here as well. So I'll let them speak a little bit more in specifics about the day in, day out of Psych, since we are a student-run organization.
Hi, my name is Zainab, and I'm the captain of the Black History team, and I have some of the members here with me. Basically, we go to I'll Make Me a World, which is an African-American festival that celebrates like African-American entrepreneurships. So like not only do we celebrate people, but like we have different like workshops. So if you want to like focus on business, I'm pretty sure Antonio like did the business pitch, or like you wanted to focus in like STEM, which is like science, technology, engineering and math. And then they had like hip hop dancers, and then they had like different dance team perform. And then like the big event was like the game show, which we placed first in. And for those of you that don't know what the game show is, it's like you have like 10 members on your team, and your team is given 6 chapters to study. And so like roughly 2 people per chapter, and 6 go up, and each team is like for 18 minutes questioned over like any particular chapter, and whoever scores the most points gets to like move on to the next round. And we were undefeated in every round, so it was such a big, it was such a great feeling that like not only did we win first place, but we were undefeated. It was good.
Mm-hmm. The Latino history competition has also placed first the 2 years that has been in place with the strengthening, valuing Latino communities in Iowa, and that event is hosted to the University of Iowa. But we have Antonio, the vice president, who did participate in I'll Make Me a World as well, along with the Black History team and the other 20 students from West High that attended. And he placed first in the biz pitch. Antonio is also part of BPA, Business Professionals of America. Yeah. I always want to make sure I get it right. And so he can speak a little bit about how Psych has played a role in his life at West High as an 11th grader?
So I think that Psych has really played like a huge role in who I've become, especially in the West High community, because it's really given me like a more like a new feeling of how West High acts and like the people that are in West High, because it's not like the same type of people that you would always see. It's more like of a mix of everybody in this entire school compared to like other groups or clubs that I'm in, because you only see like a certain aspect of like one type of people or like another types of people, but this one it's just like a mix of the entire school as a whole, which is why I really love Psyched, because I think it just has a good message and everything that it stands for is really good for me. Like I honestly feel so welcomed being a part of it, and I'm glad that I can be the vice president of it.
And then we have Heba, one of our two presidents, co-presidents. Nada couldn't be here, but Heba can speak to you about her 4 years of involvement maybe and some highlights.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so I joined Psych when I was a freshman. I wasn't that involved in the beginning. I think sophomore year, I actually did get more involved, and I met a lot of new people. I actually knew people who were in it already, and they were the ones who told me I should come and join and participate more, so I did. And I mean, since becoming the president this year, I feel like I've met so many new people, and I don't know, I just feel like it was a very good change, I guess, in my everyday life at school. Psyched, I feel like it's like a family to me now, you know, like I know everybody, and I feel comfortable, and I don't know, and I just, yeah.
What does it take to plan a diversity dinner at a school like West High?
Oh, that's very difficult. But it happened. Like I said, the members helped me with that. It wasn't just me and my sister, the other co-president. It's nice to, I don't know, we got into committees, we formed committees, and like we had this person deal with setup, this person deal with food, and it was, yeah.
So the food is brought in by a lot of students and parents and families in general, but we also get a lot of donations from the community. Do you remember who some of those were this year? Can anyone help figure out?
Oh yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings
We got actually a
donated.
total of 13 restaurants.
Yeah.
13 different restaurants to
To
donate
donate.
for our diversity dinner,
Mhm.
along with all the food that was brought in by our students and their parents and families.
Mhm.
We had a surplus of food, so more people should come next year because we hope to get as much food, if not more,
Yeah.
and celebrate and connect with each other. Sarah, I keep wanting to say her name Sada, but Sarah, she's been helping coordinate fundraising. We used to have a grant through the Safe Schools Healthy Students grant that provided us an average of about $10,000 to pay for academic efforts, everything from programs at Business Horizons to AP books, ACT, SAT books, study materials, transportation from the after-school study program to get students home that obviously would not have transportation otherwise. But that grant ran out back in 2013. And so since then, what we are able to provide as events or supports come from the fundraising that these students do. And again, we still try to provide ACT books when we can. We're looking to put together a book drive with the help of PSTO, and hopefully that'll help continue to support students' academic efforts. But that Psych is about celebrating diversity and making everyone feel welcome and encouraging everybody to connect with people that they would otherwise not, expand their inner circle, if you will. In a large community like West High with 2,000 or almost 2,000 students, it's easy to get lost in the shuffle, and it's nicer to know that when you pass people down in the hallway, pass by people, that you actually can say hi to each other and be more connected with everyone that you end up interacting with. But we also do academic supports, and I referenced that a little bit here. In 2009, we piloted the after-school study program, and that was with 6 students back in the spring of 2009, and we provided transportation to students' home. We provided a time and place for students to do homework. Not everybody felt that they needed tutoring per se, and so they were they felt very committed to the idea that it wouldn't be called a tutoring program, but a study program where students took ownership of how they used the time allotted for them. And it's now currently supervised by one of our math teachers, Mr. Eccles. And some of our psych students sometimes check in with them, but not necessarily always. And they sometimes hold their own study sessions now. The after-school study program is on Mondays and Tuesdays, 3:30 to 4:30, in the 9th grade study hall, room 132. And they still collaborate very intensively and regularly with LEAD, which is a neighborhood center program. And they provide transportation home, given the absence of the grant that used to help us pay for that. And what else can we talk about when it comes to academic supports or cultural, nurturing the GPA?
Mrs. Martin, do you mind me asking, for those of you who are upperclassmen, what do you think your role is as being an upperclassman? What's your role for those kids that are 9th and 10th graders? What obligations do you feel to them to keep this program going?
I mean, for me, I guess, I feel like I should set an example, I remember when I was an underclassman, I was always worried, would I be able to get this done, or can I join these clubs or organizations? I was just confused, I didn't know what to do. And I feel like I knew people who came up to me and told me, you should join this, or you should come check this out. I feel like I should be doing the same for the underclassmen, kind of just showing them around a bit. Since I'm already used to everything, and I know I obviously know more than them. No offense. I just feel like I should, guide them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Definitely just being a friend, because I remember when I was a freshman in Psych, it was nerve-wracking. I saw all these seniors, and the first thing I just wanted to be their friend, and just being someone's friend helps them build confidence, and they'll feel more at ease. So now they could just ask you help on, will you help me with my math homework, or how do you open your locker? Just I don't know, they seem like really small things, but an upperclassman is kind of like an older sibling to that freshman. So just having a person that you can depend on is such a big thing, especially when high school can seem overwhelming to some. So.
Sara, can you speak to the two big things that our fundraising has contributed to this year? One is coming up.
We basically do a lot of fundraising, and we try to every year raise $500 for a scholarship that we give to a senior. And
this year we helped sponsor a speaker. Do you remember who?
His name, he came to the Latino history competition. His name is Joaquin Zuatenejo.
And then on Martin Luther King Day, Professor Hill. Michael Hill.
Yeah.
Kind of blanked out on his name there for a second.
Yeah, they're both great people.
So, what else would you want? Yareli, what made you choose to join Psych this year? Tell us about your experience in 8th grade and how that played a role in you joining Psych this year.
Well, in 8th grade, my guidance counselor pushed me forward to be in Psych, and I was in it for that year, and I liked it, and I was like, well, maybe it'll be better to be in it in high school. And so I tried it out, and I really liked the people, and the environment was very friendly, and all the activities were very fun, the diversity dinner and the Latino conference and the medieval fest. Yeah.
I remember that. So much fun.
We did a medieval fundraising event where we had to feed people at a medieval festival. Yes.
It was our first time too, so
Mhm.
we didn't know what to expect or anything, but yeah, that was fun.
And do you remember what is the name of the sponsor at the junior high site at North Central? Miss Sabrina.
Oh,
Shields. Miss
Mhm.
Sabrina Shields. We collaborated when we kept recruiting 8th graders for their incoming 9th grade year. She decided that it would be best and easiest to get students connected and informed about the existence of Psych at West High by having a junior high Psych. And so Miss Sabrina Shields is the advisor over at North Central. And Jillian, I believe that's how you got involved?
Yeah.
You want to tell us more about what you've gotten out of Psych so far this year?
Well, in 8th grade, I remember a bunch of my friends got invitations to join Psyched, and I didn't get one, but I still went, and it was really a great decision to sneak in because I've made so many more friends, especially this year going into high school. I think that if I hadn't have joined Psyched, I'd be a lot more lonely than I am now, and I'd also be a lot less happy because when I get involved in Psyched, I find a sense of community and a sense of diversity because, especially in my household, there's absolutely no culture, and being around other people, it's just a really amazing experience.
And Mayela, you're Yareli's older sister, is that right? And how would you differentiate your experience with Psych from what your sister has shared?
Well, I am 1 year older than her. And going into freshman year, I was very scared to even think about high school. I did not join anything. And so actually, I did sign up for Psych, though. I just didn't attend the meetings. But Miss Martin kept sending me emails through the year. And so sophomore year, I decided to join in, and it's been great. Like, I really love being a part of Psych.
Can't think of. We have the clothing drive, which is our annual community service project that we have committed to for 5 years now. Bless you. So sorry.
I'm so sorry. I was trying to hold it in.
That's okay. And our donations. Can anyone speak to where those donations go? Would anyone remember?
So normally our donations go towards putting towards our scholarship that we give every single year to a senior, and then we also do it towards giving it back towards like getting new resources for like the ACT equipment and stuff, and like all like the study needs that people would need. And I think that that's something that's really great that we do, because we also want to help people that might not be able to have the opportunity to study, give them the materials, that way they can study.
Mm-hmm. And the clothing drive, when we gather things for the clothing drive, the community agencies that end up receiving those donations, it's a school-wide event, and you guys have really strengthened that this year. I remember watching you guys decorating those boxes, getting them out to as many classrooms as possible, challenging each other to see which floor would get the most donations. Yeah. And those go to the shelter house, the Domestic Violence Intervention Program, and when possible, UAY. And this year they relocated, so they actually didn't get any of our donations this year, but they have in the past. And it's been growing. We get more and more donations. My office, do you remember what my office looked like when we were getting all those donations to the truck? It was quite the experience. So we start from our social gathering in August, September, right before the classes really get going and we have our club fair, to diversity dinner, to clothing drive, to Latino history competition, Black history competition, recognition night, and of course our scholarship, and we try to be as social as possible to keep everybody connected on that human interpersonal level, not just be task oriented, except when Ms. Martin comes in.
Well, I think you have showed our audience, our viewers, the positive aspect of diversity and how it enriches our community and in Iowa City here and the surrounding areas. There is no doubt that we need to strengthen more the sense of diversity and how important it is. Because we still have some trouble somewhere, and we cannot say that racism has gone completely, we cannot say that prejudice disappeared, but your efforts would add a lot to that, especially with the leadership that keeps me looking at you with pride and with real feeling of future that's better than today. There is no doubt that I have to thank your leadership too, that encouraged you to this. I just have one quick question. Do you get any kind of credit, school credit for this activity or not?
No.
Well, I hope in the near future that this activity, but I think if you put it in your resume when you apply for scholarships and all that, it will add a lot to your credit and credibility. And you would be probably accepted easier than many other people because you have already practiced the leadership role while you were still in high school. In conclusion of this program, I cannot tell you how much we are proud of you, and I'm sure that all the viewers are proud of you. You have a great school, one of the top in the state and in the United States as well. And your leadership is important, and Zainab and Hiba, I mean, your job is to promote more generations to follow you, not just disappear, go to college and forget about us. Ladies and gentlemen, the conclusion of this program, Education Exchange, we are in February, the year 2016. Still a beautiful day concerning the fact that we are in winter. Somehow still warm. And what made it even warmer is the fact that we are having West High School with us tonight. Thank you very much. This program is going to be aired on Channel 18 cable and on Channel 21, the education channel, probably starting next week. For the next 3 months, it will be repeated every week, at least twice. And we are going to be on public access TV stations and public access TV website, as well as YouTube tomorrow evening. So tomorrow evening you can tell your family to watch you and add to our pride, their pride. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank